So this one, you're gonna bring your leg up on the table like this and lean into it, and you're gonna hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, and then switch legs to the other side for 5 to 10 seconds. And to progress it, you can hold it longer for holding it closer to the tree.
I could be like this though on the tree too.
Yeah, you can lay down on the tree though, but as far as for exams or.
And then making sure he's not cheating, making sure his leg is straight, and he's leaning into the stretch.
And then.
Here's my question, how are you progressing your outcomes?
There's like 5 breaks, remember? So like increase the oscillation, increase the amplitude,
Okay.
increase the range at which you can.
I get that.
So you're gonna be small amplitude range motion, move to large amplitude mid range. Small and then small at end range. Yeah.
Okay.
So be like, we would use 5 maintenance groups.
Yeah. Wait, so.
The first one you're gonna do is heel slides. So you're gonna lay like this, and you're just gonna slide your heel out, and then back in, and just keep this leg straight while this one is up. So while you're doing this, you're gonna put this leg straight, this one like that, and you're just gonna slide it in and out. And I'm just looking to make sure that you're keeping your hips on the table so that you're not cheating. So you can do that like 10 times. And then after you had done it 10 times, to progress it, I would use a TheraBand to just pull towards me, and you have to, like when you're going back in, I'm pulling towards me to put more of a stress on it. So like this. So keep your heel on the table so that you're not cheating.
Go.
Okay, so this one is for your adductors, so you're going to put the ball between your legs like that, and you're going to squeeze it, and you're going to hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, and you're just going to keep constant pressure on it
Well, that'll make it easier
the whole time.
When you're coming back up.
And then to progress it, we're going to use a bigger ball, so you can
Another way is.
and use this one,
Does my whole foot need to stay
and
on
5
the
to 10
ground?
seconds again.
Like this is that, right? Yeah, I probably should.
So we
Well,
can
probably
s-
not, actually. We can probably go to full extension. It's heel slides. Yeah. It's not like full slides. Yeah.
You can start with doing one side at a time and then progressing to 2 sides at a time.
So for the last one, you're going to bring your leg over, and you're going to bring the opposite arm over and cross over like this and hold that for 5 to 10 seconds. Then switch the other leg, 5 to 10 seconds. And then making sure you're not cheating, your foot's on the ground and your leg is straight. And to progress it, you could do it for longer, so more like 30 seconds instead of 5 to 10.
And then
So this is going to be T-band stretch. You're going to cross over like this, put your hands together and stretch down on this side.
Okay, single leg heel slide. Single leg. Yeah.
And then we can progress to
And
double
you
leg.
do that on both sides to make sure he's not cheating, make sure he isn't like bending his knees.
weight on our
Then you're going to hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. And then to progress it, we can hold it for closer to 30 seconds.
Well, this isn't normal control, it's range of motion.
You do everything bilaterally. I don't know. That's what my brain.
Why don't we just do both?
So then, yeah, we'll start with
2
those.
legs, and then just be like, we would add resistance. Another way you can progress this is doing more reps. Or more reps.
Okay.
So the second exercise is.
So first exercise, what we're gonna do is double leg quarter squats. So I'm gonna have the patient feet shoulder width apart, hands out in front, go into a quarter squat and come back up. You're gonna do that 10 times. What I'm looking for is to make sure the knees aren't, she's not cheating, so make sure her knees aren't going in or out, make sure they're staying. Make sure that she is shoulder width apart. She's going down the required amount. Ways I could progress this, it's TheraBand. I got her hold a ball between her legs. Weight vest.
Nine, 10.
Alright, now you're gonna hold the ball. Make sure she comes all the way back up.
It like wants to pop out when I come up, sorry. There we go. Got me dying over here. 6, 7, 8,
And then I could progress this as needed for difficulty.
10.
Go.
So for this exercise, we're gonna do terminal knee extension. So what I have you do, sitting in this position, I'm gonna have you just take your knee, go all the way out, and come back in. And do that 10 times. And what I'm looking for is to see if she's able to completely go into knee extension, if the foot's rotating at all, because I can show it's compensating for a weak quad muscle. Ways I could progress this exercise is TheraBand or ankle weight. Then I can obviously progress this if needed to higher weights. The goal is to make sure that the athlete has a controlled extension and flexion.
Go.
So for this exercise, we're going to do quarter wall squats. So same thing, or almost the same thing as the first exercise. So what I have you do is you're back to the wall, put your feet out. So you're just going to lean back and go into that quarter squat. When I'm looking, I'll have her hold it for like 10 seconds. And then she'll come back up and do that 10 more times. The way that you can progress this is either increasing the time that they have to hold it, or the use of different objects such as a ball or TheraBand, which is what I will use. Ways that you can watch them to make sure the knees aren't going in or out. Obviously see if they can hold. Make sure they're not using their hands to hold the wall.
Just holding it for 10 seconds is like.
You can also put a weight on their lap.
7. Woo! 8. 9. I'm dying over here. Don't give me. 10.
Alright, now I'm gonna put one leg through, the other leg.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, have you go back in, make sure the feet are shoulder length apart. Go back in, do the squat. It's a quarter squat, not full squat.
Sorry, that's what I kind of feel like. Right about there, okay.
So obviously make sure the squat form is right. Alright, so in this exercise we're going to do the forward step downs. So I use the athlete to hop up. And what they're going to do is slowly step down to control that flexion in the quad muscle. And you're going to do that 10 times on each leg. And this is, watching for is they're able to step down correctly. They're not kind of leaning back. They're able to just get that nice, smooth step down. Ways you can progress this, weight vests or ankle weights. So they have to control a lot better. How many is this? 5. Again, the goal is not to drop as quickly as you can, just to nice controlled movement. There you go.
9, 10. Oh Lord.
We're also keeping note their knees are going together or out.
I'm gonna do one more.
Go.
Alright, so with this exercise, we're going to do forward lunges. So you're just going to go up, back straight down, come back up, step over again, come back down, right back up. You do that 10 times each leg. What I'm looking for is to make sure that she's able to hold the lunge all the way through, just correct form. She's not losing too much balance. The way you can progress this is either a weight vest or you can have them hold weights. You can also increase the amount of lunges to do or have them walk when they do their lunges. That would be wrong.
I know. 4, not really good. 9.
So have you pull weights. Go down to lunge.
That's done. Okay, so our first exercise for neuromuscular control and balance will be a single leg balance. I'll instruct the patient to stand on their right or left leg first. So we'll start with the right leg. So you're gonna stand on the right leg, single, hold it for 10 seconds. What I'm looking for is if the body shifts side to side or if their heel lifts up. And so the way to progress that, we would use the AirVex pad. So they would do the same thing, hold for 10 seconds, and do that 10 times. And the progression would be obviously to move to the opposite leg. And even more of a progression would be for them to close their eyes. Distract them, proprioception. Come on, Queen. Okay. Are you good? How do you feel there, Quinn?
Feeling good.
Okay, good. Is that 10? No, not yet. Okay. Just going to be observing for posture as well to see if they're leaning forward or back, and if their center of gravity is off. I don't need you moving that much. Try to stay aligned, buddy. Okay. And that's the last one. One more. Go ahead. Good job. The next exercise we'll be doing is squats. And we'll start off with mini squats and progressing all the way to full squats while using the Bosu ball as a progression. So first off, we'll start with mini squats. They'll do 10 of those as the repetition. So do 10 mini squats. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, shoot. So mini squats, you're gonna go up right there, down. You're gonna keep your feet width apart. Go down, little, stop right about there, there you go. Make sure you squeeze your glutes coming back up. Good. And then after they do the 10 mini squats, they'll progress to 10 full squats. And then for more of a challenge for balance, they will then hop on the Bosu ball. And go. Good, let me see. Nice one, Quinn.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, so then he's gonna hop up on the Bosu ball. Good. 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 And he's gonna do mini squats first. Just do like 3 of those. So 3 mini squats on the Bosu ball. It's not too low for me. I'm ready for this video.
Full squat.
And then do 3, yeah. And so we're also still looking for control here within the entire lower extremity kinetic chain to see how that. Good. Awesome. Okay. So the next exercise we'll be performing is lunges, and we will start off the lunges going front and back, which is uniplanar, and then our progression of the lunges will be multiplanar, going in different directions, so side to side and diagonals. So what we're going to start off with is you're going to take the right leg and you're just going to go into a lunge. Make sure you have a good alignment and that your knee isn't touching the ground. Good. You're going to come up and switch to the opposite leg. Do that 10 times. And then as he does that one 10 times, he then progresses going back as well. Good. Take your time. Good. Good. Okay, good. And then he'd go back. So just go back. Do about 5 of the back ones. Good. Take your time. again, I'm still watching for alignment of making sure his knee isn't going over his toe or that he isn't losing balance. And so the progression of it would be doing side lunges. So he's gonna go to the right and lunge, come back together, and then go to the left, lunge, and come back together. Don't try to bend that knee, keep that straight, there you go. Do 2 more. Good. Okay, so the next exercise we'll be doing is the slide board, which will also help with neuromuscular control and balance. And so what the patient is gonna do is they're gonna start on one side of the slide board, and with their the main leg that they're gonna be pushing off on, they're gonna push off and slide across to the other side of the board. And what I'm looking for is if they're able to perform the task, because with that generating leg that's gonna be applying energy, you wanna make sure that they're able to reach to the other side. So you're gonna do 10 of those. But make sure you stay low. Good. Good, you're gonna do 10 of those. And the progression for that would obviously be distance. So since we have it up closer, the progression of it would be to move it back. So do that. So, are you anything?
Sure.
We can do it. I'll do it. You can get it. There you go. Good. And another progression of it would be to see how quick they can do it. So I could have a stopwatch or timer and see how fast they can go. That's good. Give me 2 more. Good. Good job. Okay, so another exercise for neuromuscular control and balance would be quadriceps isometric contractions. And so what I'd instruct the patient to do is just contract their quad. So I would be observing if they can contract their quad or not and how much they can. And so as they contract their quad, I'd tell them to hold it for 10 seconds and relax after 10 seconds and do that 10 times. We'd do both legs. And so just hold. Good. And so the progression of that would be using a bolster underneath their heels. And then ask them again to contract their quads while trying to force their knee down into the table. Hold it again 10 seconds, 10 times. And then the later on progression would be single leg raises. So I'm gonna move the bolster. And I'd instruct the patient to do a single leg raise so lift up about right there as much as possible. And then we'd obviously want to progress to more of distance and speed to see like how quick they can do it. Good, relax, come up. Good, relax, come up. Good, relax, come up. Good. And I'd obviously want them to keep their knees straight as much as possible. Then it was hard for some people, like myself. Was it 10? Yeah. All right, good job.
Something like that. Alright, so for this first exercise, we're gonna do just a ladder drill, and for the first one, you're just gonna go 2 feet in, so you're just gonna go 2 feet in all the way down, and I'm just gonna make sure that you have both feet in, and then you wanna do it back. Alright, and then to progress it, we could have him go even faster, or we could do side to side movement, so he gets in here, just looks like that. And for that, you're just looking for him to pick up his feet enough so that he can do the whole thing.
One.
For this exercise, we're gonna do a jump rope. So he's gonna start off with just doing both legs, so just regular jump rope. So he's gonna do 15 seconds of that, and then take a break. We're gonna take a break, and then to progress it, we're gonna have him do one leg. So we're just looking so that he can look at his feet so he makes it and clears the jump rope the whole time. He's gonna do this for 15 seconds for each leg as well. Good.
Go.
Okay, so for this next exercise, we're gonna do lateral step downs. So he's gonna come here and start with 2 feet, go 1 foot at a time, up and down, just like that. He's gonna do 10, and he's gonna go back and forth as 1. And we're looking for him just to do 1 leg at a time, and make sure he's able to get up. And then to progress it, what we'll do is put a band around his knees to add resistance.
Two. One.
Okay, so for this next exercise, we're gonna do lateral walks and monster walks. So for the lateral walks, he's gonna do it here from the table to the door. He's gonna start here. He's just gonna go laterally like that. Yep. So we're just watching him, making sure his knees are still bent. Once you reach the table, we can monster walk. And then this next one, he's gonna do monster walk. So he's gonna start here. He's gonna put back like that. And to progress both of these exercises, we can increase the resistance of the TheraBand and go from there. Alright, so for this last exercise, we're going to do just straight leg raises. So what he's going to do is he's going to fire his quads, so contract your quads, and then you're going to lift your leg up as high as you can go. You want to have him keep his hip on the table and put it down. So he's going to do 10 of those. You're just making sure his knees bent, or his knees straight, not bent, and then his hips are on the table and he's not using his glutes to compensate. And then to progress the exercise, what we'll do is we'll just switch the weight to heavier weight. Alright, Ken, you're done now. Alright, so for this first one, we're going to do cross curl ups. So you're going to be supine with your knees bent, hands behind your neck, then your elbows straight out. And you're going to do a crunch until your shoulders are off the table, and you're going to twist to each side and then back down. So you're going to go up, twist to each side, and go back down. And do 10 of those. So then to progress it, you just give her a medicine ball, and you're just gonna have it here. And when you go up, you're just gonna twist like that. Make sure it's just your scabs coming off, nothing more. Good. Let's do 5 of those. Alright, so for this exercise, it's called side bridges, and you're gonna be laying on your involved side, and you're gonna lay with your elbow out, and you're gonna lift your hip up to the sky, so your knee, hip, and shoulder are in a straight line. Oh, and you're gonna go up, then go back down, and do that 10 times. And to progress it, we can have him hold it. So he goes up, holds it for 10 seconds. And as well as doing that, we can put weight on his core and to make it harder. And you're making sure that he can keep a straight line the whole time. Okay, so for this exercise, we're doing the quadrupedal stance. So you're gonna be on your hands and knees, and you're gonna lift your opposite arm and your opposite leg and go out, bring it back in, touch your knee, and do it. And do that 10 times. And you'll have them switch legs in between sets, so do 10 for each side. And to increase or to change it, you could, when they go down, you relax it. When they go down, you can put ankle weight on them and do that again. Or you can have them also hold it while they're out. So hold it right there for 5 seconds. And bring it in. And relax. Okay, so for this next one, we're gonna do just standing hip abduction exercises. So she's gonna stand with her hands on her hips, and she's gonna abduct her hip. And we're focusing on making sure that she keeps the center of gravity like just keep her same center of gravity, really work on firing her core so she can stay stable. We're gonna do that 10 times. And to progress it, we can change the resistance band to make it harder. So let's do it 10 times, we'll switch. Okay, for this last exercise, we're going to do hip external and internal rotation. So you're going to have your hands on your hip, you're going to extend or flex your hip out, bring it in, bring it out, just like that. So work on firing your core and staying stable. She's going to do that 10 times, and to progress, we can add resistance to the exercise. So we're working on watching to make sure her hips don't drop, and she can do this and find her core to stay stable.